I was watching some of my older videos and realized how much I used to use Shea Moisture products back in the day. And now I don't really use too many of their products. I remember when YouTube was literally obsessed with Shea Moisture. I feel like that's all that people used back in the day. So it got me to thinking, what happened to Shea Moisture? Why aren't they as popular as they once were? So in this video, I'm going to discuss the rise of Shea Moisture, and I'm also going to discuss why I feel as though the brand may not resonate with people anymore. This video isn't meant to slander this brand in any way because I have deep respect for this brand, but it is more so to bring a spotlight back to a well-known and well-used brand. I just feel like Shea Moisture was everywhere, and then all of a sudden their popularity decreased. So we're going to get into some things and talk about my feelings on why I feel like the popularity may have decreased, and we'll also get into what I feel like they can do to get back in the good graces with the people who help make their products pop. Shea Moisture was founded by Rich Dennis. He, his mother, and sister named the brand after the shea butter products that Dennis's grandmother made and sold in Africa. After coming to America to attend college, Rich wasn't able to return home to Liberia because of the Civil War that was going on. And that is when he decided to start his brand with his college roommate, Naima Tubman, if I'm pronouncing it right, and also his mother. They started by making soaps based off of his grandmother's recipes. Then they started selling them in order to survive in New York City. But little did anyone know that Shea Moisture would become one of the biggest, hugest natural hair brands in the world. So we're going to skip ahead a bit. We're going to discuss the time where Shea Moisture literally ruled the natural hair community on YouTube. If you've been watching YouTube for a long time, like I have, way back in the day since like 2009, 2010, you would know how much Shea Moisture ruled the natural hair community. So let's talk about it. When I first started transitioning my hair to become natural back in like 2011, Shea Moisture was a brand I kept hearing about in every single natural hair video that I watched. There was not a video that I could click on that did not mention anything from Shea Moisture. Everyone used their products. So of course, when I went out and discovered the brand for myself, I picked up most of the products that people were talking about. And the number one product at that time that people were raving about and talking about all the time in every single video was the Curl Enhancing Smoothie. Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie was literally elite. That was an elite product, okay? That was the product I swore by to everyone I talked to. It gave me so much good content for my channel. In fact, my most viewed video on my channel is me using that product against another curling product. So I truly believe that the Curl Enhancing Smoothie helped bring Shea Moisture a lot of mainstream attention. I mean, the Curl Enhancing Smoothie is like an urban legend. I feel like if you grew up in that time of like the natural hair movement on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. The Curl Enhancing Smoothie was that product. And I really think that that product helped Shea Moisture pop off as a brand even more. And the fact that everyone on YouTube was talking about it and recommending it, I mean, it just sent the brand over the top in my personal opinion. Shea Moisture also had other great products. Their shampoos and conditioner were also very elite. I remember when all of my favorite YouTubers were doing reviews on all of the new line Shea Moisture was coming out with. That was such a magical time on YouTube. I feel like if you watch YouTube back then, you know what I'm talking about when I feel those magical vibes thinking about that time. The content then was so authentic. Shea Moisture truly felt like a gem to so many people because for so long, a lot of brands didn't cater to the hair texture of black women, the curly, the wavy, or the kinky hair. A lot of brands really didn't care, that we didn't have products that could help us with our hair. So Shea Moisture definitely set the bar for natural hair products. And since they were also sold at Target, it also made the brand really accessible to a lot of people. When I think about like the natural hair world before Shea Moisture, I really don't know how many products were out that catered to kinky, curly, wavy textures before Shea Moisture. I know it probably was brands, but I'm just saying I feel like Shea Moisture put natural hair products on the map. I mean, they changed the game really when you think about it for natural hair products, how they were marketed, how they were sold. I mean, Shea Moisture opened in that door and set the wave and the standard for every other brand that basically came after it. Around 2014, 2015, Shea Moisture was no longer the only brand putting out elite natural hair products. Around this time, so many new brands that catered to natural hair started popping up everywhere. And although Shea Moisture was one of the brands to kick this momentum off, the movement definitely kept moving, with new companies getting a lot of mainstream attention. And YouTube also started paying a lot of attention to these newer brands because they had so much buzz. And I believe this is one of the reasons Shea Moisture started to decline a bit in popularity, because the industry became so saturated with so many new products that people wanted to try. If you look at any market, when something is working, that market gets a little bit saturated. And that's what happened with the natural hair movement in the products. And of course, people on YouTube want to try the new brands because trying those new brands bring in more views for their channel. And so I feel like that also played into kind of a Shea Moisture decline in popularity, just because there were so many options to choose from now. But when Shea Moisture first came out, and for like the first couple of years, Shea Moisture was the standard. But with so many brands coming out and that product lane kind of growing, it made it really difficult for the popularity of Shea Moisture to stay intact, right? At least that's how I feel. Also, a lot of the older brands also hopped on the natural hair wave because they saw how profitable it was for brands to now cater, to natural hair. So brands that had been around for years, now they started making products that cater to people with naturally curly, wavy, and kinky hair. And unfortunately, I feel as though Shea Moisture kind of got lost in all of the new sauce that was coming out. And I do feel like this was out of Shea Moisture's control because people just wanted to try new things and keep up with what's hot and trending. But that would be the least of Shea Moisture's problems, because what was coming would cause so much uproar with their core fan base and turn a lot of them off from supporting and purchasing their products. So in 2017, Shea Moisture decided to release a commercial to obviously promote their brand, but this would be one of their worst mistakes. In this commercial, they featured mostly white women talking about their hair complications and how Shea Moisture has helped them with their hair. So aside from the white women who were featured in this commercial, I saw just a little bit of women of color, not really too much. And the women that were featured, who were women of color, had very loose textured hair. And those were the women that they decided to feature in this commercial. So when people saw this commercial, they were obviously and rightfully upset. A lot of people felt betrayed by a brand that they loved and also that they trusted. The reason this commercial was met with so much uproar is because Shea Moisture is a brand that was started by Black people, and it's also a brand that was marketed to Black men and women with curly and kinkier textures. So not only that, but Shea Moisture's main supporters are Black people with kinky hair. Of course, I know other races use Shea Moisture, but I can definitely say that Black people are the reason Shea Moisture popped off the way it did, and that's just a fact. So for them to then turn around and not use any Black people with kinky hair in their commercial was a slap to the face to the people who had been supporting since the beginning. To say this commercial was met with uproar would be downplaying it. So many people were pissed. A lot of people started making videos on this topic expressing their disappointment. And a lot of people also vowed to never use Shea Moisture again. So, of course, this had become so big that Shea Moisture had to finally issue an apology. So I am going to go ahead and read some of the apology that Shea Moisture sent out. So it says, "Please know that our intention was not and will never be to disrespect our community. And as such, we are pulling this piece immediately because it does not represent what we intended to communicate. You guys know that we have always stood for inclusion and beauty and have always fought for our community and given them credit for not just building our business, but for shifting the beauty landscape. So the feedback we are seeing here brings to light a very important point. While this campaign included several different videos showing different ethnicities and hair types to demonstrate the depth of each individual's hair journey, we must absolutely ensure moving forward that our community is well represented in each one so that the women who have led this movement never feel that their hair journey is minimized in any way. So you're right. We are different and we should know better. Thank you all, as always, for the honest and candid feedback. We hear you, we're listening, we appreciate you, we count on you, and we're always here for you. Thank you, Shea Fam, for being there for us even when we make mistakes. Here's to growing and building together." So that was Shea Moisture's apology that they issued out. But sadly, the damage was already done, and now everyone had a bad taste in their mouths when it came to this company. On top of that, Shea Moisture was also getting some heat around that time because people were accusing them of changing the formula for some of their products. I'm not sure if Shea Moisture has ever confirmed or denied that they did indeed change or not change the formula, but people were speculating that they changed the formula for some products to appeal to the white demographic. So the commercial they released just added more fuel to that fire. I'm not sure if Shea Moisture changed their formula for certain products or not, but I will say that their beloved curl enhancing smoothie is not at all the same, not even similar to how it was back in the day. I spoke on this in several videos already, but the curl enhancing smoothie was once my go-to product, and once I tried it again in more recent years, it is completely different in my opinion. It's so much different that I haven't even bought that product again in years. I haven't used it or anything. The formula just to me is not the same as how it was back in the day. Also around the same time, Shea Moisture was also acquired by another company, which took a lot of people by surprise. And a lot of people didn't know what this would mean for the company going forward. So as you can see, Shea Moisture had a lot going on and a lot going on all at one time. It seemed like all of this stuff was happening after another, like just everything at one time. And if you pair that with the saturation of the natural hair movement that was happening, I feel like Shea Moisture kind of got left behind and a little bit forgotten about. Since all of those scandals, things have been quite quiet for Shea Moisture in terms of any negativity. At least I haven't seen anything recently that I would consider scandals or backlash for Shea Moisture. I know some people who has decided to continue to use Shea Moisture, and I also know some people who decided to never use their products again. When it comes to me personally, a lot of Shea Moisture products no longer work well with my hair. Of course, they still have products that I use and that I love, but most of their products just don't yield good results for me. So I don't really use Shea Moisture products too often, but like I said, they do have a couple of products that are staples for me and my hair. But it's just crazy to think that this brand was once my favorite brand ever. I talked about this brand all the time, recommended it to so many people, but throughout the years of being natural, I've tried so many other products that I just like a little bit more. I would like to try some of their new products that I haven't tried just to see how they will work with my hair. But for the most part, Shea Moisture isn't a brand that I look to try their new products too often. So now that we got the rise and a little bit of the fall of Shea Moisture out of the way, I want to go ahead and talk about what I think Shea Moisture can do going forward to increase their popularity again, as well as gain back the respect and the trust from their audience being Black people. So I think Shea Moisture needs to have a bigger social media presence. Some businesses really cannot thrive without social media. As much as, people may hate it, social media is a very good tool to market yourself and your business. I think they need to interact a little bit more with their audience. I think that they need to post more on their Insta stories, on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever, they are. I think they should repost a lot of their customers' pictures. A lot of people tag, different brands that they use in their pictures. So by reposting them, that'll get people to want to keep using your brand, and also that'll bring other customers and eyes on your brand. And I think they should do a little bit more social media campaign with influencers. Like it or not, influencers is the new way to sell products, whether they're influencing on Instagram or on YouTube. Influencers have a lot of pull, so I think that they need to do that a little bit more as well. Another thing I think Shea Moisture should do is collab with a YouTuber who makes natural hair videos and let them design and formulate some limited edition products. I don't believe that any natural hair brand has done this, so it would not only be like monumental, but it'll also get their popularity back up and get a lot more eyes on them. Like I said, I haven't personally seen a natural hair brand collaborate with someone who not only has natural hair, but makes natural hair videos and reviews natural hair products. I just feel like that'll be a good look for the YouTube world and also for the brand. And I think since Shea Moisture has been a staple in the natural hair community, I think that they should be the one to take that initiative. So not only will collaborating with the YouTuber bring their popularity back up, get eyes on them, but it will also help gain the respect back from their core audiences being Black people. I also wish Shea Moisture would send their products to some of the smaller YouTubers or influencers, because most of the time the smaller YouTubers honestly have a tighter connection to their audience, and I feel like that would also help them gain a new audience. So with all of that being said, Shea Moisture has kicked down the door for a lot of the brands that have come after them. If you go to Target today, you'll see so many black owned hair brands, and a lot of that can be attributed to the success of Shea Moisture. Shea Moisture will forever be near and dear to my heart because when I first went natural, it is all I use, and going natural was such a monumental part of my life journey, so it'll always have a special place in my heart. I hope that this video places a spotlight back on this company, a company that has helped shape the natural hair movement. And I just want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got a little bit more insight. Hopefully this may have, enticed you to want to try Shea Moisture if you never have, or maybe, give them another shot if you used to use them back in the day. Please follow me on Instagram. Share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe if you like the vibes over here. And until my next one, I'll see you guys later. Bye.